Here's the analysis result for the guy you filled out the survey for. The result? C minus. This guy is below par. He has some issues to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's mostly just talking big. You'll hear him make bold promises about what he'll achieve, and his energy can be impressive at first. But when it's time to work hard and keep at it, he loses interest or gets frustrated fast.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's likely to break down rather than bounce back. He gets upset easily and may react with anger or blame others for problems. It's hard for him to handle stress and he doesn't have much patience for setbacks.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
Most people at work will find him difficult to get along with. He can be very sharp tongued and quick tempered, so arguments and clashes are common around him. He doesn't mind stepping on toes and is not very thoughtful about others' feelings.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he's more likely to feel insecure and even lash out. Instead of cheering for you, he might become jealous or make hurtful remarks, especially if things aren't going well for him. Sometimes he may act cold or try to bring you down with harsh words or sudden anger.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, if you earn more than him, he will likely feel resentful and very insecure. You may notice him making sarcastic remarks about your job or trying to put down your achievements. This might leave you feeling unsupported and walking on eggshells when you talk about your work.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He tends to spend without thinking. Planning and saving aren't his strengths, so you might find him making sudden big purchases or wasting money on things he doesn't need. If you try to talk to him about budgets, he could get annoyed or refuse to listen.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He is likely to pretend to be richer than he really is. You may notice him showing off, buying flashy things, or talking about dreams that don't match his actual money situation. If you ask about this, he could get angry or dismiss your concerns.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's not the open handed, kind type. Instead, he can be quite tough and uncaring. Often his focus is on himself, and he may not think about helping others or sharing much with those around him. He rarely goes out of his way to show warmth or kindness, either with words or actions.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is more likely to be secretive and controlling about money. You might find that he hides details, keeps things to himself, or tries to make financial decisions without telling you. If you ask questions, he could get defensive or even angry.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to think housework is only your job. You may find that he doesn't offer to help, ignores chores, or expects you to take care of everything at home. If you ask him to pitch in, he might brush you off or get irritated.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is unlikely to help with chores or diapers. Instead, he'll probably just watch or tell you what to do. You may find him sitting back while you work, giving directions or criticism instead of actually lending a hand. Living with him, you might feel as if you're handling everything alone, with very little real support.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's more likely to argue just to prove he's right rather than try to understand your side. If there's a disagreement, he'll push his opinion strongly and may not listen to what you're feeling or saying. This can make it hard to work through problems together and build real understanding in your relationship.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he's likely to say hurtful things or act aggressive. Respect isn't something he holds on to in heated moments. He may raise his voice, use harsh words, or even threaten to walk out. He doesn't easily calm down and may hold on to grudges for a while.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, this man gets angry very quickly, and that is a serious red flag you should not ignore. Quick bursts of anger can turn into shouting, harsh words, or even more aggressive actions. It's important to remember that you deserve respect and calm, not fear or constant tension.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He rarely says sorry or takes responsibility for his mistakes. If something goes wrong, he's much more likely to blame you or someone else rather than admit he was wrong. This can leave you upset and confused, feeling unheard and unfairly treated.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may struggle to respect your boundaries and might not truly understand that no means no. If you say no or ask for space, he could push back, ignore your wishes, or try to convince you otherwise until you give in. You deserve to feel safe and have your voice heard, so please take this seriously.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is the kind of man who takes it personally when you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding your feelings or giving you space, he's likely to react with irritation, sulking, or make you feel guilty for saying no. This can put a lot of pressure on you and make you feel uncomfortable in your own home.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Sadly, you may not be able to trust him to handle private moments with care. There's a chance he could use things you share or do together to hurt you in arguments or embarrass you in front of others when angry. This can make you feel unsafe and guarded, always worried that your trust could be betrayed.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is easily distracted by other women and doesn't show strong loyalty. You may notice him flirting, paying attention to others, or not being very serious about commitment. If you're hoping for someone who is truly faithful and respects your bond, this could lead to pain and disappointment.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he is likely to be overpossessive, acting jealous, controlling, and always suspicious. You may find him questioning who you talk to, checking up on you often, or wanting to limit your freedom and friendships. His behavior can make you feel trapped and stressed, as basic trust is always missing.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, for him, what might look like a protective nature is really just a sign of a controlling personality. He may say he's looking out for you, but watch how he tries to make all decisions, tells you what you can and cannot do, or gets angry if you disagree. Real care should make you feel free and supported, not trapped or silenced.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. You'll probably find yourself handling the daily care, helping with homework, and managing the children's needs while he remains on the sidelines. If you ask for help, he might be uninterested or brush off your request, leaving you feeling overwhelmed and unsupported.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's likely to lose his temper instead of staying calm. You may see him shouting, scolding harshly, or even storming off if things don't go his way. For a peaceful home, these outbursts are a serious concern you shouldn't ignore.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is not likely to support your role as both a mother and your own person. You may find that he focuses only on what you do for the family, ignoring your dreams, interests, or career. This can make you feel lost and neglected as your sense of self fades under his demands.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who may seem okay with your career now, but once you have a child, he's likely to expect you to quit your job and stay home. At first, he might say he supports your ambitions, but his real attitude will show up when family responsibilities grow. Instead of sharing the load or cheering you on, he'll push for his own way, making you feel guilty for wanting to work.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is not likely to treat your parents with real warmth. He will probably just act polite on the surface. When they visit or call, you may notice he's distant, puts on a show of good manners, but doesn't make any real effort to connect or care. Behind closed doors, he might complain about them or avoid spending time with your family altogether. He will expect your family to change for him rather than trying to adjust himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is likely to make things worse instead of handling it calmly. He might react with anger, harsh words, or blame, turning small problems into bigger conflicts. For peace and unity, calm and understanding are needed, but that's not his natural way.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might act modern and open minded when you're alone, but expect you to be a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. He could ask you to dress a certain way, follow family customs, or stay quiet, even if that isn't how you normally live. This can make you feel confused and pressured as you struggle to balance your true self with what he wants you to be in public.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's more likely to stay out of it or even side with his family rather than support you. You may find yourself alone, wishing he would speak up for you or stand by your side, but he'll avoid getting involved or agree with them to keep peace on his side. This can be very painful, especially when you need comfort or backup the most.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He is likely to be a mummy's boy, and it's rare that he will choose your side in a conflict with his mother. When disagreements happen, you may notice him listening to her, backing her up, or avoiding taking a stand for you. Even if you are right, he'll find it hard to go against her wishes, leaving you feeling unsupported and alone.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. This means your relationship's privacy and trust could be at risk as your personal issues may become family gossip. You might feel exposed and betrayed, unable to truly work things out just between the two of you.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, after all that analysis, we can conclude that this guy is a C minus. This guy is below par and he has some serious issues to watch out for. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out is likely to feel exhausting, lonely, and full of stress. You may find yourself doing most of the work for the home and family while facing quick tempers, harsh words, and little real support or kindness.